Hello everybody, welcome back. My name is Tebow, driver of the number 14 Formula Americas 2022 for BSR Motorsports with SG Racing. And yes, this car is just an Aeroscreen Indy car, but that's not the point. This is my slightly delayed video review of the Althorp 400 run in the LFS Oval Series, held on Saturday, March 22nd, 2025. The LFS Oval Series, or as I will call it in the future, the LOS, is a series that I run just to get more oval racings within Live for Speed, because there really aren't any events, and I quite like ovals. So I run just as many as I can. I created a partial season last year, and I'm running a full season this year. So, you now join me for the starting grid. Probably won't do this every race, but there aren't that many starters, so I feel that this is important. I'm starting on pole. You can see all of the stuff. Moving on to P2. This is Kurku87. He's been running a long time. Doesn't have a team. He's run in, to my knowledge, 3 races and has a best finish of P2. Starting third on the grid is Grace Child of Grace Child Racing. Has not made an LOS start before, and as such does not have a best result. Next, starting fourth is Light Fusion, who I will be calling Fuzi. Part of the Discord Racing team, has run in 1 less race than me, and has a best result of P1. Next is a sort of familiar name. This is Blaze from my last video. As far as I'm aware, doesn't have a team, does not run an LOS, and so doesn't have any best results. Up next is Nappy. Again, don't think it has a team, no LOS races, no best result. Starting second to last is Papator for TD. I don't know what that means. No LOS races, no best result. Up next is Lord Jaguar. This is my teammate with SG Racing. He's running 5 LOS races. To my knowledge, is the best finish of P3. Now joining on the off-board for the pace lap. You can see the entire starting grid and our favorite XFG pace car. I was trying to type something in chat at this time, so I do accidentally jump the pace car, which I do just let him by in a second. But that was a little bit of a mistake on my end. But running through this entire pace lap, we will see it's supposed to be 2x2, but Kurku never got to my inside. I don't know why. I did say multiple times before the race start that it was going to be 2x2, and he never pulls up alongside me. At this point, out of turn 2, I realize that he's not going to pull up alongside me, and I cut down because I want to start on the inside for this race. Pole position, typically on the inside. The rest of the grid, not perfect, but sort of 2x2 for all of them. And pace car is pulling off. We are about to go green. You can see quickly right under my rear wing as we jump to the starter's stand. You can hear floor it off the corner. I got a massive jump in these 3. Apparently didn't get the memo. This is still the green flag. Turn 1, you can see all the leads in position. At this point, I'm just thinking, try and settle in. Got a long stint ahead of us. Try to make it through, no incidents. As I say that, I do clip the inside apron in turn 1, which you really shouldn't do in this car. At least with how I have it set up. And this first lap, my lead's already over a second. just collects Blaze. Really nothing Blaze can do in this situation. So I go flying by them. Now on lap 24, we get added this just because this is a really impressive move by my teammate, even though he's running nearly last. Around the outside of nothing. Look on his onboard. I don't know what's going on with the engine. It does not sound fine. Our quarterly is a different time for my onboard as he goes past Saul, who will be leaving this race very shortly. Gonna look around the outside turn 2. Big lift. Really don't want to get dirty air for turn 2. Turn 3 is really the only corner where you can run fine with dirty air at this short corner. So now with this, still looking on the outside, big wash of dirty air. Stuck in behind. You can see me in this mirror. At this point, drafting up. He might not be trying to just pull anything out. Here he goes. Around the outside through turn 3. He's going to seal the deal. Heading down to turn 4. Just going to chop across his nose, give him a big wash of dirty air. Nearly sends him to the wall, actually. Just crossing onto lap 27 now. Jag let us by a couple laps ago. We are really in third gear for the first time behind Papator, and nearly do run into his back heading into turn 2. Clip the outside. We'll have to drop a gear so we don't slow down too much. Come through turn 3. Now he's going to fly by on our inside, and Grace is going to look to our inside as well. However, so it's lap 27, and, well, you can see, this is entirely my fault running to the back of Althorp, and then I didn't use my pedals enough there, dropped the gear. Now he goes flying by on the inside. I'm looking to just clear the exit. I think I'm going to get a fine line, dial it up, and then, to my opinion, I just got bodied, but looking onboard with Grace, we can really see what sort of went on. Really thought there was a gap, just steered into my side. Led to that interesting image of seeing the underside of my car. Not something I'd want to see. But now I have to drive this really damaged car back to the pits because I don't want to retire. I'm the fastest car on the track. There goes Fuzi. So I'm just trying to drive back. This car is wrecked. You can see the aero screen's wrecked, the suspension's wrecked, the steering's wrecked, everything. But we make it back to pit lane, we didn't speed or anything, and we are going to come in for our first pit stop a lot earlier than scheduled. Thanks to Magic Auto Repair. Got repaired. I've cut out most of this. Fuzi ran pits for like 45 seconds. Dropped 3 laps to Fuzi, who's now in the lead. Strategy check-in time. So, the original strategy. We're going to start on 100% fuel at 100% fuel on lap 69, and then on lap 138 at 46 and change tires. Our car can go about 68 laps on fuel and 140 laps on tires at this track. However, we got killed, basically. It wasn't really Grace's fault, but still. Started on 100% fuel, Lap 28, have to add another 100% fuel and repair damage. Lap 98, that's as far as we can stretch it, add another 100% fuel and change tires. That means we need to save about 4 full laps of gas, though. That's not gonna be fun. Now join me at lap 46, quite a bit later. I've just been trying to crank out some consistent times. Fuzi hit the wall, so he's gonna let us by and then immediately wreck. Let's see what happened there. Well, first the off-board, because that gives a little bit of context. So apparently lapped Grace. So he moves out of the way, tries to come back up to the racing line, and snaps around. Now on lap 48, we've caught up to Nappy. Nappy is hard to lap, let me tell you. I'm actually a few laps down to him at this point, but trying to get those laps back. There aren't any blue flag rules or anything in LOS. So, the dirty air is a big, big thing in this track, and we are very much so stuck behind him. He's giving us room, trying to just go where he isn't, so the inside wasn't possible. At this point, I'm thinking, hey, I've got the inside line to turn 4. He covered me off pretty well. Big lift on entry because I do not want to wash out into the wall. So, I've cut ahead a few laps. I spent 4 laps. At this point, well, we're third that one, but still trying to get past. Got a really good run through turn 2 to the outside. 3 nearly run to the back of him on the exit. Actually running to the wall a tiny bit. Turn 4, he's going to go super, super wide. I don't know how to do that. We are now side by side. Jag nearly makes it 3 wide with us. As we finally supply in turn 1. We did actually. Yep. We're now into the 60s on the lap. A little under half the way through the race. We're going to slip by a Jag in turn 2 up ahead. Running through turn 3. 3 of us are well together. He's going to go. Jag's going to go all the way to the inside, nearly through pit lane. As Papator actually does come into the pit, we're just going to follow him behind. And, well, to Jag on the side, now, well, this is the same game, just for you. You can see how far he is at Jag, but Papator was just trying to hit him. Ooh, man, that was close. Now, going through 4, and Jag's gone. We are now on board with Puppy as he's going to hit the wall for turn 3. Anyway, this lap, he just doesn't turn. He just goes straight. There goes Fuzi by. He just goes sideways. Looking at traffic past the 2 of us. He just gets clobbered by Jag. Not much Jag could have done here. We'll see this in a second. He sees him. Maybe had a half second to react. Nothing Jag could have done there. Now it's lap 8. It's been coming through turn 4. I'm going to make the Cardinals and it's like to be a big side of this behind here. Somehow still that race are like 30 degrees going out. Super, super sideways through there. On board with Jag. I am 86 down. This was some strategy errors. I'm going to in turn 3, he's going to try and go turn 4. The 8 Cardinals settle these races. He does a full barrel, lands back on his wheels, somehow nearly takes out Grace, which seems to be always involved on board with now. That was just slower through these corners. And now Jag moves inside. Jag does the same thing. At the same pace. There's nothing we can do here. He tried to go high, but too low. Jag came back up. He tried to turn left. Enough. Now let that 8 coming in to make hopefully the final stop of full refuel, tires, tiny bit of damage. Again, going to cut through most of this pit stop. Sitting for 30 seconds stops is pretty boring. So this does drop us down to 2. In a second we'll see that. But we had a big enough lead that we're on the lead lap, not that far behind Althorp. Through or down the straight, and on board he saw it happen. He makes this amazing save because Fuzi's really slow. He goes all the way to the inside, trying to pass him. Gives a wheel on the grass, massive snap of oversteer going into turn 1. Somehow saves it. Fuzi didn't. We are now on lap 119. We are right behind Papa. We've caught him up for about 4 seconds back. Lead is about a quarter of a second now. Right under the ring. Trying not to die in the dirty air. Spinning the ball. Wait a little bit. But this gap grows. We're going to catch him back up. Keep that pace. I had a couple of laps. We're still there. We have not been able to pull off this pass yet. Honestly, it's really hard unless you're like seconds faster than I was, but I was not confident enough. But for us, Althorp hits. We're now in the air. We've got to lead 5 seconds after the now lap 126. Again, everyone is at least 2 laps behind us. We're going to start saving big time. We haven't been yet. We've burned about 30 laps of fuel without any save. We're going to start lifting in turn 4. Now lap 155 because nothing happened at all anywhere on track for those 3 laps. We're getting jacked this massive toe. We're getting out of the way in turn 2, turn 4. There's a massive toe down both of these straightaways. He's going to get the fastest lap. I believe it was a 26.71. That unfortunately doesn't tell us. On lap 159, we can still see Jack now following probably a second behind. And it's not relative. And he's going to just wreck in turn 4. Don't really know what happened. We're going to find out. So, turn 3, he's a little bit low. Try to turn back up. Decides he just doesn't want to do that. I guess. Now it's lap 168. We are 2 laps away from the finish. Touched the apron in turn 4. Nearly saved it. We have our own snap into the wall and another little bit bigger one actually going into turn 1. These 2 crashes were at 232 kilometers an hour. We're at 178. Somehow the slower one actually damaged us more. The right side suspension is completely caved in. The right side arrow gone. We've got a full lap lead. We can go slow for these next 2 full laps. Fine. But we didn't go slow enough. Spun off turn 3. Did a full 540, which is we'll let these 2 by. I'm thinking let me just go. Trying to floor it. Nope. Just take out the. I feel really bad about this because this ruined his race, unfortunately. Yeah. But, it's lap 169, we're coming to the white flag, the final lap of the Althorp 400. We're going to go slow around this track, alright? We're 2 laps in the lead. I know I've said that a couple of times. I feel like that's important to get 2 laps behind us. There goes Grace and Jag. Jag's going to give me a little nudge. We're going slow. We don't want to spin. We don't want to cause any damage. Don't want to cause any trouble or anything. Relay in the race. There goes Althorp, who's in P2. Getting himself one of his laps back we got on the pit stop. But coming through this final corner, we've won. This is the season opener for the Formula America's Cup, and we just won. Terrible way to finish, quite honestly, with the damage and the wreck and everything, but you have no idea how excited I was. Susie goes off to go do some donuts. I'm gonna go join him. We barely made this thing on fuel. We are out now. That's it, we're out of gas. So, if we had actually been going at racing speed for those final 3 laps, we would have ran out of gas. We were on about 2 1/4 laps of gas when I hit the wall, but because we went so slow, that obviously means we saved a lot of fuel. I finished the race on 0.07 or 0.7% fuel. Not 7/10 of a lap, 0.7% of the tank. It's enough to do that little burnout alongside the victory lap. But P1, P2, and P3 all managed to do a 2-stop in this race, which pretty impressive. And this was obviously the first race of the Formula America's Cup and also of the LFS Series 2025 as a whole. This race was actually kind of important to me because this is a very, very difficult track. It's a very, very, as far as ovals go at least, it's a technical track. It's got 4 very different corners, and it's very, very aero wash heavy. I first raced on this track in like a competitive sense in the Rockingham 500 in 2023, which was in November. I did terribly. I actually got black flag and removed from the race before it ended because I wasn't off pace that much. I just kept getting involved in accidents and everything. So to win this really meant a lot to me. Obviously it puts me on top of the point standings, but I don't really care about that at the moment yet. There's only 3 rounds of this series, and see how the rest of it goes. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.